On my way to the gym this morning, I was thinking about how much mindset really matters. Not the rah-rah-ree motivation, quote kind, the everyday kind, the kind that shapes how you treat yourself, how you treat others, how you show up for people. I've never liked labels or titles. They can be helpful, sure, but they can also put people in boxes. And none of us are meant to live boxed in. Growing up, my mom was always searching for healing of some kind. Therapy, counseling, medications, lots of medications. She was trying to understand herself, I guess. Trying to heal the parts of her that she couldn't rectify. Things ran that deep. Back then, asking for help came with a lot of stigma. So instead of being supported, people learned how to survive quietly. Smile, push through, don't fall apart, keep the peace. I didn't fully understand how much my mom was going through and how much she was carrying until after she passed. About 4 years ago, coming up. And I realized I never really got the opportunity to know the woman that she was becoming as she was kind of becoming into her own. She showed up differently depending on who she was with. And I now understand that that wasn't manipulation, it was protection. But living that way takes a lot, and it takes a toll on your mind, on your nervous system, and eventually on your body. We don't listen to our bodies enough. Stress, grief, anxiety, they don't just live in our thoughts. They live in our breath, in our muscles, in our sleep, throughout the whole body. This morning, sitting still in meditation, it was very uncomfortable. Stillness usually is. But in that quiet, something started to release. And what replaced it wasn't answers. It was calm. I believe God meets us there in the silence, in the stillness, in the surrender. So when I was on my way to the gym, not because I felt wildly motivated, but because I've learned to show up for me. And when I do, I become stronger and kinder in everything that I do, every single day. It's a goal of mine. Not just for strength for yourself, but strength that spills over into how you love others, you love yourself, your community, people you don't know. Here's something that I want to say clearly, especially if you're feeling stressed, anxious, lost, just anything right now. If you need help, reach out, talk to someone, anyone you trust. People truly want to help, they really do. I love helping people, but they can't help you if they don't know that you're hurting. If we don't tell the people in our lives what's going on, how do they know? Robin Williams once said, quote, "I think the saddest people always try their hardest to make people happy because they know what it feels like to feel absolutely worthless. And they don't want anyone else to feel that way." If that hits close to home, please hear this. You don't have to carry it alone. Strength isn't silence, and faith isn't pretending you're okay. Live life fully, especially when you feel overwhelmed. Get outside, go into nature, breathe, be with God. He resets your nervous system. He steadies your heart. And he aligns his will with your mind, your body, and your spirit through his divine promises. When you know who you are in Christ, things become a lot clearer. Your purpose sharpens. And God always makes way, often through people, places, things, ideals. One of the saddest things that I've had to come to realization with lately through different conversations and inward reflection is I didn't realize how much I hurt people just because of the energy that I expel. That sun is going down. And what I mean by that is that it goes back to capacity. I'm a certain way. I want people to just feel like they can just purge and dump anything and everything out. Just get it all out. Once it's out, it's like, oh, and you can breathe again. And I've always been like, just tell me. I want to know. I want to know your story. And as I've gotten older, I've realized that I want to fix. I want to do something. I want to help. And that's not realistic. I need to every day remind myself that what I do to help people is not fix them. My job is not to fix them, and the majority of people are not broke. They have gotten so tangled up with stories and events and life and history and anxiety with the future that they don't even enjoy the very moment that they're in, like sitting and watching a sunrise or a sunset. We've been taught when you slow down that you're lazy, that you're wasting time, that you should be always moving and doing something productive. Here's the thing, the most productive thing you can do sometimes is sit down and get still and be quiet. I didn't realize, because I have talked from a very young age. And once again, it goes back into why I do a lot of things, but I didn't realize how overwhelming and how overstimulating to the body, to the nervous system, my voice is to people. I don't like my voice. And I don't know why I feel like when there's empty space, it needs to be filled, because people are typically uncomfortable with that dead air. And now I practice a lot of pausing, and I'm not going to say that I'm by any stretch of the imagination good at it. I was raised in Europe. Europeans, they talk over each other. They use their hands. I think I've addressed this before. So I think that I have often come off as kind of rude or dismissive or uninterested because I get excited and I want to interact in the conversation, but the way that I go about it is not, it seems more dominating than interactive. And so I hate that. I hate that I've come off so many different ways in different situations because of my own insecurities, my own insecurities is a good word. And that's the thing. I never really felt like I fit in. And I know a lot of people feel this way. And moving around so much, didn't really have a lot of friends. The people I hung out with were much older. It was just a different life. And this is not all for me. I mean, I had a nice, good, interesting, fundamental years. But I've always wanted certain things, and like a group of friends, just like people grow up with, they have friends forever and a day, and it's a weird thing, but I think that I sabotaged myself without meaning to, and that's just one of those self-awareness things, like, okay, we need to kind of turn around, look at what it is that you do, how you do it, why you do it, and kind of reprogram my brain. Like, I never meant to be negative, but I threw a lot of negativity out, and that's what stuck, like the energy. And I do have a strong energy. I feel energy strongly, so I didn't realize. I think about my poor mom, because she was probably the same way I was. And now understanding things, there's no way to rectify those wrongs. But it makes sense that she would say things to me that I didn't understand, and now that I do. And I think that's part of the growing up and maturing emotionally. And at the end of the day, we're here to help each other, to love each other. People are not meant to be alone. And when you share your struggles, when you share your stories, when you share your life, it can be a beautiful life, but you definitely have to learn how to communicate. Love languages are great, except if you're saying the same thing and the words aren't landing, they don't mean the same thing. And once again, I'm fascinated with how much the nervous system has to do with everything that we've gone through since before we were born in some cases. And it makes sense, because it is the complete wiring, which then goes into the frequency, the vibration, and the energy. So I hope that it's not too late. If you are somebody that I have hurt on purpose, because I'm sure there's somebody out there that I was just mean to, or if I've hurt you indirectly, if I've hurt you in any way, with my words, with my attitude, with my energy, I truly am sorry. And that's the thing. You don't know what you don't know until you know it. And wives, you've got to be in tune with your husbands. Husbands, you have to be in tune with your wives. There's so many misunderstandings, so many missed opportunities. People just get to where they're exhausted and they just can't see a way out. And then they start thinking, well, there's got to be something better. Even being alone, being in the wilderness. But that's not the way it's supposed to be. We're supposed to grow every day, stronger, better, more loving, more forgiving, more Christ-like. And then sometimes it's just, you can forgive, but you can't go back. And who wants to go back anyways? Remember the story of Lot's wife. She doesn't have a name, but she looked back. She turned into a pillar of salt. And they had such a beautiful moment right there in that present. And it sounded like that future was falling into place. So even if you don't know where you're going or how you're going to get there, trust God. Enjoy the process. And just know it's going to be beautiful. If you're going through a whole tangled mess of stuff, the enemy just knows that whatever's coming, you will be powerful. And he wants you to be thrown off. Don't get derailed. Keep your eyes on God. Remember the story of Jesus in the boat. It's always in storms. He comes to us in our storms. So, have a wonderful evening, and God bless.